you're funny.
Like I said, do you like my tail?
Like I said.
Welcome back to Iron Rage, the show where Lee Priest and I vent our frustrations with the world. And today, Lee, we're talking about diet coaches and gurus. You seem to have gone to war with them. People are appalled by the fact that you are putting down coaches and the fact that guys need to use gurus. You're on the warpath, it seems.
Hold on. That's the look of Lee not giving a shit. Hey, do you like my coffee cup? Look.
I like it.
Look at that. Kalashnikov, USA.
What is Kalashnikov?
Those assault rifles.
Oh, I didn't know you were into guns.
Well, you know, I'm not into guns, Dave. I'm into shooting people. Now, guns don't kill people, Dave. Crazy people like me with guns kill people.
What's the gun laws in Australia like?
Oh, terrible. Ever since that one mass shooting in Port Arthur, everyone had an amnesty when had to turn their guns in. So the only ones that really have guns are people if you're a farmer or you go to a gun club, or the criminals and the police.
Oh, really? So you can't have guns in Australia?
No.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
But you really don't need them. People say, you know, it's like that Jim Jeffries thing about home protection and stuff. It's like, he's like, you're not sitting in your fucking bedroom with your guns at night waiting for a cunt to come through the window.
But you know, some people like to just shoot guns.
If you got kids, you've got to put them in a safe. So if you're sleeping like this, cunt comes through the window. Go over. What's the combination? Your mother's birthday. How the fuck would I know your mother's birthday? You wait there, cunt. When I get this gun out, I'm fucking coming for you. I want to show you something too. Hold on, I've got a pen down here.
Oh, did you make that, or did someone send that to you?
I made it.
I like it. Like I
said, it's on the front and back. I want people to know I have eight. I have 8 black ones, extra large. I will put them up for auction because when I auction them off, the money goes to the shelter for the animals.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to have 8 of them. I'll sign them. Like I said, it says it on the back too.
Nice.
Look at that.
I like it. You should have put like one of your little Lee Priest logos or something like that on there so people knew it was you.
I should have said, like I said, cunt.
You should have like a faded like priest in the back, you know, like type of thing.
That'll be the next one. It'll be like I said on the back, you're a cunt.
There you go. You'll probably sell more of those. I don't know if I would wear that shirt around. But...
Okay, but back to your topic. Yeah, look, I'm not at war with gurus. It's just that, like I said, if you're amateur, or not even amateur, if you're new to the gym and everything, you walk in for the first time, training is new, knowing what should I eat, that's all new. Okay, it's like, okay, I'm going for the first time. You get a trainer or a guru to show you how to train, what exercises to do, what muscle exercises target the muscles. Okay, and then they can give you some sort of eating plan. Okay, do you want to gain weight? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Then they give you an eating plan. But, you know, after a year or two, if you can't fucking get it up here, what you got to do, you're a dumb cunt. Like I said, you're a dumb cunt. So it's like, you know, so we have these guys now.
But Lee, let me just interrupt you for a minute. Don't you think that some people just are very bad decision makers when it comes to themselves because they can't look in the mirror and objectively say what they need to do?
Yeah, look, I agree when it comes, yes, they are, because in bodybuilding, you say bad objective. No, Dave, they're just out of touch with fucking reality. They think they're better than they are. So what you do is, you got a training partner, or you got some good friend who can actually be honest with you, like me. Send me pictures. I'll tell you look fucking shit. I'm not going to beat around the bush. So it's like, if you got a training partner and someone that's honest, that you can say, how am I looking? And they can say, look, you're looking a bit smooth here, there. That's all you need. I don't need to pay someone to tell me to do that. But like when I started training at 13, it was the magazines. You know, I'd read them and see, oh, here's a training program for back. I'll give it a go. But that exercise felt good. That one, I didn't really feel it, so I won't do that again. So, yeah, over the years, you finally learn what works and what doesn't work. And by the time you get to this pro level, my God, if you can't work it out by now, because let's just say, look, Chris Aceto or Harney, who gave me the big list of drugs to take when he said, Lee, your training is good, stick to that. Lee, oh, your diet looks good, stick to that. Here, I'll give you this list. And you can ask Mike, your blonde, hand on the heart, I swear to God, because Mike, your blonde, was living with me at the time.
Yeah.
He gave me a list of probably 8 different drugs to take. And when he left, Mike, your blonde, I just laughed. And I said, I'm not fucking taking that. And every couple of weeks, he'd come down and check on me. How's it going? I said, good. You sticking to the plan? I'm like, yeah. Mike would be like, and it's like, yeah. It's working well, Lee. I'm like, yeah, it's working well. I've taken probably 3 different drugs. He gave me a list of 8. So it's like, so if I went to someone like Harney again or Chris Aceto or anyone, they don't know my body and foods and shit. So really in the long run, they're going to probably say, Lee, what foods do you like? What don't you like? And I'd tell them. So they're going to have to go away, draw up an eating plan. Training-wise, they should know by now. I know how to train. And then they're going to probably go with a drug plan. So now I'm going to go away with their diet, their drugs and that, start on it. And I'm sure in a week or 2, they're going to say, Lee, how you feeling? Send me some pictures, this and that. Okay, well, let's cut this out. Or you can do that all yourself. You should be able to do that yourself.
Right, but you know what, Lee? People are going to say to you, yeah, when you nailed it, you were fucking great and you won some really good titles, the San Francisco, the Ironman. But you came in not at your best at several shows. Maybe had you had a coach that you were willing to listen to, maybe you would have nailed it, every time. Is that a possibility?
The shows I didn't come at my best, I can honestly tell you, I wasn't interested in them. It's like that Olympia when I had the long hair.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that show. Every week I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Then I'd have McDonald's and I'd go back on the diet. And then I finally put out a post saying, listen, my heart's not in it because you're not 100% focused. There's no use doing a fucking show. I don't care who you are. Even 95%. If you're not 100%, don't do it. And there's a lot of shows I was only 95%. I was just doing it because in my contract it said I had to do 3 or 4 shows a year.
Right.
But the Olympia one, I finally made a fucking thing on, could have been Get Big at the time. Sorry, fans, I just haven't got it in me to do it. I'm not going to be in shape, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do the show. Oh, my God. How dare you not do it? We're coming to support you. We're your fans.
You got fans. They want to see, man.
Oh, so you know what? So I end up doing the show. I go and Get Big next week, the week after the show. How could you walk out on stage looking like that? You let us down. Well, I fucking told you I wasn't going to be in shape for it. So, it's like I said, it's like a guru can give you a diet, or I can do my own diet, which I did.
Yeah.
This is probably the only thing Sean Ray and I will ever agree on, doing our own diets. And when it comes to drug use, look, I only knew what drugs work for me. I haven't read any of those steroid Bibles or anabolic books. I just knew what worked for me, and that's what I stuck to. So I never, Dilek lived with me for 8 months, hand on the heart again. I saw sometimes what he would take, but I never once discussed with him why he was taking it or what drugs you're taking. I've never had that conversation with any pro because to me, what somebody takes and what I take is 2 different things. So when these gurus come along and they say to someone, and generally too, a lot of these gurus, the Honey Rambods, the Neil Hills and all these people, they get guys that are already fucking great to begin with. So fucking bloody, what's his name, who died in the wheelchair, fucking scientist could have fucking helped them get ready for a bodybuilding show because these guys are just innately gifted. So I always want to know too, when these gurus do help people, we always hear like such and such helped Ronnie and he did well, or Neil Hill helped Flex Lewis and he did well. Okay, these are a couple of guys. How many hundreds do they help that do fucking shit and look shit? We don't only see the fucking champions.
Do you think Ronnie Coleman would have won the Olympia without Chad Nichols?
Well, Ronnie to me seems like his work ethic, yes, but I think Ronnie, similar along the lines of Paul, because when I asked Paul directly, I said, Paul, you know what you're doing, this sort of stuff, why do you need Chad to help you? And he just said, Lee, I'm lazy. He goes, I'm just that lazy type of guy that I would miss meals. I just don't know what to eat. It's like, I know I have to eat, but I'm like, what am I going to have, steak or chicken or rice? He goes, if it's written out for me, because it was stuck on the fridge where he lived with me, he goes, if I walk up and goes, okay, 10 o'clock, I got to eat this. 12 o'clock. So a lot of people sometimes need it just because of their own, because they're just fucking lazy. They just don't want to think about it. It's like, okay, 10 o'clock, chicken, 2 cups of rice. Monday, fucking 1 Prima bowl and 2 Stanozol. Okay, I remember that. It's like, so they just need it handed to them like that. But if you, like I said, I never had anyone help me. I just had the friends and I looked in the mirror. That's your best guy, because as I said, people come to me sometimes, they say, Lee, can I pay you for this? I said, look, you can pay me, but you can do it yourself. I said, I'll gladly take your money, but I said, I'm just going to give you a diet, give you whatever you need.
Right.
And then a couple of weeks, get back to me, tell you how you feel. I'll say, okay, well, maybe drop these carbs out and do this, add some fat, go away for 2 weeks, come back to me, let you know how you're going. Okay, take these drugs, how you feeling? Our strength's going up, strength's not going up, but I'm getting puffy. Okay, well, maybe cut back on that drug. So really a guru, unless you've known this person their whole life and how they train and what they eat, if someone new comes along, it's just a guessing game. We're just working back and forth off each other till we finally nail it down. And then like when I did my own diets, say like people say 97 I look great and 99 I was shredded. People are like, well, why didn't you look like that again? Because you know that you can do one diet 1 year and take a certain substances that year. And if you did the exact same thing the following year, you don't look exactly the same as you did the year before. No. So you always got to make minor changes. And if you're taking notes, you should be able to work that out yourself. So it's not a slash against or a bag against the gurus. I just think a lot of these people don't need them and they could do well without them, but they start to rely on it too much. No, I can't do it without them. I can't do it without them. You know, as I said, have an honest person, a good training partner. Yeah, someone you can go to and say, okay, you can bounce ideas off each other and say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Yeah, that's fine. But some of the amounts of people these people are paying their gurus, it's like, yeah, look what this guru has done for that person. Now I'm thinking to myself sometimes, look what that person has done for that guru. Who the fuck was Honey Rambo before? He used to come to my place. Mike, your blog can tell you this story. He'd come in. This is when Honey was training. He would come in and rip his shirt off and he'd start fucking flexing his back. Look at that fucking back lat spread. And this, we're looking at each other going, doesn't the cunt work in Silicon Valley somewhere up fucking north with computers and shit? But he'd be fucking posing and going on. And Michael Blond and I would just shake our head. And then, you know, to someone like Charles Glass, I respect him, but he's not what I class as a guru. He's a guy that was a pro. He's competed. He's got in great shape. But he's more of one of those guys who, you know, just takes different exercises and finds ways to hit different muscle groups and stuff like that. And that sort of thing. So I don't really know, not that I know that Charles ever really been on the diet side of things and drug side. He's always been more into that training and hitting muscles from different angles and actually pushing someone through their workout. Now, look, I'm all for, like, say, someone like Flex Lewis said to Neil Hill, look, I'll pay you such and such. You beat the gym every day at this time to bust my ass in the fucking gym and stuff like that. When it comes to the dieting and drugs, I know what I'm doing, but you're having someone there to meet you at a certain time and bust your ass and push you, that's great if you want to pay someone to do that. But just handing everything over to someone and saying, here, work it out for me, is just fucking lazy to me. Like I said, but if you're a beginner in the beginning, an amateur coming up, fine. But once you've been doing it year after year, you're a professional, well, hey.
You mentioned earlier to me the Olympia that you came in with the long hair. I remember that. It was like long white hair. I always meant to ask you, I never got a chance to. Was that really your hair? Or did you have like a hair, like a weave or something like that?
I was ahead of my time, Dave. They were extensions. I was doing that before the women were doing it. Jesus Christ.
Who did that for you? Where did you go?
I think Kathy did it for me.
Oh, she did?
Yes, her I did. And this is the thing. You know, I used to laugh with Muscle Mag because, you know, I was ever since the beginning, I don't care what people think of me. I could not remember how many times that, you know, I think there's photos of me with Lonnie Tepper on July 4th having a barbecue at my place. My hair's red and blue, and I do so many different hair colours because it used to be that hair product, Manic Panic. It comes in a variety of colours. You can just change your hair colour. But I used to be amazed that you think here I had one of the top physiques in the world, but the topic of conversation in the magazines was my fucking hairstyle and the colour of my hair. So I was like,
you had good hair. And you always had that white. I don't know how you got it so white. It was perfect.
Oh, the white was hard too, because sometimes when you get ready for a show, you know, with the tanning and stuff, you'd forget and rub your hand through your hair and you'd be like, oh, fuck, now it's gone a bit orange. But this one time I brought some new pillowcases when I was living over there. It was like a nice dark red burgundy colour pillowcase. And generally sometimes you'd wash your bed sheets and pillowcases before you first use them. Yeah. I just had my hair done platinum and washed my hair and went to bed with wet hair. Boop, on the pillowcase, woke up in the morning, the colour from the pillowcase went into my hair. So I had half purple on one side.
Oh, no way.
Look like fucking, what's his name? Two-Face from Batman. You know, Harvey Dent.
What did you do? You actually bleached your hair? Is that how you got it white?
Yeah, I still do it now. This bit here I do. Yes, all you do is get the powder. Look, if anyone wants tips, go down, get the bleaching powder. Volume 40 is really good. Don't get it on your skin because it can burn, but I think my endings are burnt now. And you just mix the powder and volume 40 together.
Yeah.
Smells like cum. Smells like cum. Then you put it on your hair. Leave it on for however long you want. Sometimes if your hair's really dark, it might go a orangey colour, so you might need to do it again.
Right.
And then you buy the toner. The toner's like a purple shampoo, Dave, giving out tips here.
Yeah,
and then you wash it with that, and that'll take the yellow and orange out of your hair. But then you've got to be careful too, because if you leave it on too long, the actual bleach can burn your hair and make it bubble. So when you wash your hair, it'll fucking fall out like stage 4 chemo. Oh my fucking God, what's that shit? So, but now here's a decision. You can make a decision here. See, I've had this hairstyle for a while. Now, I'm not sure. I was almost tempted to just shave my head the other day, but then I figured sometimes when people shave their head, it never grows back the same. So I figured I better not do that. But then I was thinking maybe I'll let it grow again. And remember the old flat top I used to have?
Yeah. I like
maybe
that.
go back to that.
Can you grow that much hair? Yeah, because your hairline, you still have hair, but your hairline is definitely receded a little bit.
No, it's actually they shave it. When I get it cut here, they actually shave it back here.
Oh, why do you do that? That's your
I don't know. It's just the pattern they go with, Dave. I don't fucking ask them. But yeah, they cut it back into there, so it goes with those lines that are on here.
I was gonna say, when you go to the hair cutter, the barber, do you tell them do whatever you want, or do you tell them what you pretty much want them to do?
They pretty much, if I go in like this, I just say same as before. But yeah, they'll do whatever I want it. But I'm getting sort of bored of this at the moment, so I'm not sure whether to let it go long again for a while. But then it's summer here. When it gets longer, it's all hot and it's like. But back to the guru talk. Look, I don't despise gurus. I just think that sometimes they're not necessary. That's all. I'm not going to be like Mr. Sean Ray and blame death song gurus, because that's the dumbest thing ever. Chad's killing these people. Chad's killing these people. You know what? I could be a fucking guru, Dave, and say to you, listen, Dave, I'm going to get ready for a show, but before each workout, I want you to take, 2 mil of fucking heroin. Okay, Lee, I'll take it. It's like these gurus can tell you what to do and shit, but you've got to use your own fucking head. It's like when Harney gave me that big list of drugs. I looked at it and went, I ain't fucking taking that. I've never taken that much in my life, and I'm not going to start now. So you can't blame fucking gurus. You can't blame fucking anything. And yeah, it's like, okay, you can say years and years of drug abuse, but if they didn't do that, would they have died at the same time anyway? Who's to know? So
sure. All right, where can people pick up these Like I Said shirts again?
I've got 8 coming. The other ones will be black with this on. I'll put them on my Instagram, and then I'm just going to auction them off. I don't want to say this is the price, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just whatever the highest bids are on the 8 of them, and then I'll send them off, because the money goes to the RSPCA for the animals.
And you will sign them personally, right?
Yeah, I'll sign them. Yeah, well, who else is going to sign them, Dave? I don't have a guru I pay to sign
I thought maybe you had a guru who did it for you. Yeah, I thought maybe Hani Rambad signed them for you.
Maybe you can just say that. Here's a funny thing. I should find this story. This was actually when I was living in America, so it must have been a long time ago, speaking of gurus and have people do stuff for you. There was this one guy in New York. I'd have to find the story. It was an article. And he used to go to Central Park, and businessmen, must have been like psychological placebo effect, would actually pay this guy to jog around the park for him in their lunch break. And these businessmen are like, yeah, since I've been paying Dave to jog around the park, I've lost 20 pounds in a couple of months. I've got to find the story. I remember because when I was on TV, I'm like, fuck me, Dad, that's not a bad job.
That's not a bad gig if you like running, that's for sure, yeah.
So maybe, who knows, maybe the businessmen cleaned up their diet a bit and just watched Dave fucking jog around the park, and they fucking lost some weight. So there's a good placebo effect for you.
Yeah. Exactly. By you absorb the cardio by diffusion, basically.
Now I know why when I watch porno movies, I just blow in my pants watching them. It's like, wow. It's like this guy's actually jacking me off.
They have these new gene editing techniques where they can inject like a virus into you. It can intercalate itself into all your cells, and they can change your genetics. They're actually, in reptiles, they've actually been able to turn, create albinos from normal, regular reptiles. In fish, they've been able to take the glowing gene that's in jellyfish and put it into...
I saw that, and that'd be fun to put into a human. I want to do this stuff to humans, because actually yesterday...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Would you allow them to put the glow gene in you so you glowed under UV light?
That'd be fun, because they actually had a thing on the news here. I was hoping they would bite people. A couple of baboons escaped from a research facility in Sydney. It's on the news if you Google it. Right. It shows you the baboons running around Sydney. Because they escaped. I'm thinking, fucking research facility experimenting on animals, so I was hoping they'd buy people. But I've always thought this. It's like, if you've got someone on death row in America, he's on death row, I'll give you the choice. We can either put you to death in, say, a year or two or however long you got, or rather than be put to death, say you got cancer or you got AIDS or whatever, we give you, we're going to give you the coronavirus, and now we're going to experiment on you to see what works. It's like, you've been an arsehole your whole life, you've killed people, so you may as well do something good with the rest. Look, I hate experimenting on animals, so, rather than say, well, this worked on a rat, I might work on a human, test it on a fucking human. And then these bleeding hearts come out saying, oh, that's unethical, you can't do that to human. Well, this cunt just fucking chopped up 10 people. That wasn't fucking very ethical either, was it? So it's like, and here's another thing. You've ever seen those documentaries on Netflix about the death penalty, and where I watched one where it showed a couple of them from the beginning of their court all the way through to the last meal to whatever. Then they fucking take him to the room, put him down. And this still baffles me today, Dave. I don't know fucking why, but it makes me laugh. Because I laugh at funny things like people dying. And it's like laying there like this. Here they are, strapped to the bed. The doctor comes over with the alcohol swab.
I know, they're swabbing it. Like, what's the big fucking deal? Yeah.
Oh, I don't want him to get a fucking infection. He's going to die.
Before we put him to death, exactly.
Yeah. I don't want his family to come and sue us for staph infection fucking later on down the... I'm like, why do that? It's like, why are you giving him alcohol swab? You're going to put the needle in and fucking inject him in 5 minutes. He's going to be dead. Well, technically, I'm going to get a lawyer to look at this. I don't know whether those drugs you put in and killed him, or maybe he died quickly from an infection you just give him. So. I still don't, to this day, I don't understand what the whole alcohol swab thing's about.
Lee Priest for president. Lee Priest for president.
And now, could you imagine Donald Trump? Could you imagine fucking Donald Trump president and me vice president? Oh my God.
There you go. The whole bodybuilding community would vote for him, right?
Could you imagine fucking Nancy Pelosi? She'd be pulling the hair out. And this fucking, what's his name? Who just won Nevada? See, I'm up on my shit though.
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders. You wouldn't think I know this shit being in Australia. Bernie Sanders, if by a fluke chance he become president, the cunt's so old he wouldn't see out the first fucking term. He's going to fucking die of a heart attack. He only had heart problems not long ago. Can you imagine him? It's like, fucking me dead. It's like, he's like one of the oldest guys running for presidency. He's like, you need new, even like Donald Trump, he's a funny guy and he says it like it is. But to me, what happened to, like, if what's his name hadn't have been killed in the plane thing, which they think was a conspiracy also, old fucking young JF Kennedy there, who had the magazine and stuff, they reckon he was going to run for president. Why can't they have some new blood with young way of thinking and shit rather than these
Lee Priest. If you want to see Lee Priest run for president, even though he's not a citizen of the U.S., I'm not an American citizen. I can't. We'll make an exception.
We'll buy at that point.
We'll make a new law. Look. Put it in the comments below.
No, here, look. Remember, I got this. Here.
What did that say?
It says, the state of Texas, to whom these presents shall come greetings, know that Lee Priest is hereby commissioned honorary Texan under the laws in the state of Texas with all the rights and privileges and whatever, affirmating to said office in testimony whereof I have signed my name and caused the seal of the state of affixed the city of Austin on this date, the 5th day of January, 1998. It's got the seal of Texas, signed by George Bush.
There you go. There's your endorsement right there. You could take Bush's signature, take his signature and make a fraudulent letter of endorsement, and then you could just paste it right on there.
I'll even come up to it. Look.
So
if I'm an honorary Texan, that does make me an American, doesn't it?
There you go. Well, you lived in Texas for a while when you were with Adela, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I lived in Austin, Texas. So, hey, I'm going to make America stupid again.
And on that brilliant note, we will leave you like he said. He doesn't hate gurus and coaches. But we're going to have Lee will have you back on. We're going to do a future episode of Iron Debate, and we'll have you on there debating some of the other gurus as far as your viewpoints.
I bet you're going to bring the gurus on, aren't you? And try and have them bamboozle me. But I've seen some of those gurus compete, and to me, it's like if you can't get yourself in shape, how can you get anyone else in shape? That's what I say. It's like these people, just quickly before you go,
Yeah.
I get these people, they say they're PTs and they're gurus and I train all these people. Then they write to me and say, Lee, can you do me a diet and training program? I'm like, wait a minute, that's your job. They'll be like you, Dave.
Yeah.
You train all these people and get in shape. I'm sure you did your own dieting and stuff. It'd be like you go and do a guru and saying, hey, can you get me in shape? I'd be like, well, wait a minute. How can you get everybody else in shape?
Right.
They can't get yourself in shape. But that's none of my business.
I pretty much worked myself the whole time. I'd have a couple friends giving me feedback, but there weren't a lot of coaches back then. But I was priding myself on being ahead of the curve. So it would be silly for me to go backwards and find a coach that knew less than I did. But a lot of guys that are coming up need coaches. So look, if you like coaches and you want to have a coach, have a coach. If you like Lee,
this is what they need a coach for. Hey, what do you think of this picture? Should I edit it a bit? Hey, before I post it on Instagram.
Lee Priest for president. Vote below. Put it in the comments. Hit like, subscribe. We'll see you back next week.
Take a selfie of me while I'm training, coach. This is fucking good. Fuck training. Just get the pictures.